Happy Tuesday, everyone. Got a lot to cover today. I have a lot of sneakers to clean. I'm going to show you guys some new stuff that came in. Go over my cleaning process, etc., etc. Got to get some music bumping. First, I'm going to go over some really cool sneakers that came in. Just some unique stuff that I've seen. Got in some Nike Cortez, brand new in the box. Never worn. Nice, cool colorway. I like this colorway a lot. QC on the box. Stamp on the box. Look good. These are women's Nike Court Legacy Lift, size 8. These are pretty cool. Next is the first for me, some Jordan Access. Almost look like a Jordan 1. I have to look up the history on these, but these are pretty dope. I would definitely rock these for my size. These are a size 12 called Jordan Access in white and gym red. Dope sneakers. These are also pretty dope. I know these are mids, but look like a Blazer mid 77 jumbo at 13. Different type of sole, big old check on it. Almost looks like a baseball pattern stitching on the front. These are pretty dope as well. Same thing to look for. Got your QC stamps, sticker. All looks pretty good. I don't know if a lot of people are duping Blazers. Another set of Blazers. Cool colorway. I've never seen these before. Same thing with your stamp on it. QC sticker. Blazer mid 77 EMB, excuse me, and Phantom Hot Curry Pearl White. Men's 9.5. These are pretty dope. Last but not least, some more Jordans. I know these aren't a really popular type, but these are Jordan Stay Loyal 3s. Also pretty dope. Got the flight on there. Jordan signs. Same thing, look for my stamp. Don't see particular QC stickers on these, but I don't think anyone is duplicating this type of sneaker. So also some dope little sneakers that came in. What up for today? Nothing real special. Got some Jordan 1 lows to clean, some Nike Air Maxes to clean. This is not a higher upper echelon type of day. I still have to get through all the shoes that I buy bundles, big bundles. A lot of times I'll buy huge bundles from people, and a lot of stragglers come in. But again, I sell to everyone, all types of age brackets, financial brackets. So again, we will clean these up as best we can. You got some Nike Air Force Ones. These were kind of interesting. I got these. At first, I thought this was, something special well, not really special, but interesting. 2 different types of Nike Dunks, same exact size, 2 different colors, but the tags are different. So what would you do? Would you sell them like this? I don't know. I think I am. I know people do this. They wear different type of sneakers on each foot. So this is how I got them, and this is how I probably sell them. So we got some Nike Dunks here in size 10.5 men's. Another pair of Air Forces, triple white, standards. Everyone got these. These are really interesting. I've never seen these before. Some Jordans. Got the big flight sign on the back. I've never seen those like this. This is new to me. Pretty dirty, size 12. We'll see if we can make these look good. But an interesting pair of shoes. Never seen those before. Same thing, got another couple pairs of Air Maxes, different colorways. Got a gum sole, got a purple sole. Pretty good shape. Definitely need some cleaning on the mesh portion. I may use the steamer today. We'll see. The bubbles are a little cloudy. Again, I got another pair of Air Maxes, red, white, and blue. Missing the insoles, so we will need to replace the insoles on these. I'll have to remember to do that. Yeah, and last but not least, I have a pair of my own. The dog stepped on them today, so I got some LeBron witnesses here. I'm just gonna, while I'm clean the tops of them. Dog stepped right on the tops. These are some of the most comfortable, honestly, some of the most comfortable sneakers I bought as a tall person. I wear size 14. These are super comfortable shoes. These LeBron witnesses, and I think this is the lemonade colorway. So I like these a lot. These are very, very comfortable sneakers, and they look good too. So I have already delaced all these sneakers, thrown all the laces away. The laces were absolutely cooked. I will basically just put new laces in all of them. There's no reason to spend a lot of time on sneakers like this. Now, let me see if I can. This is my little workstation. Obviously, you see that. Stuff that I've just got in. Some of my personal sneakers here. And a huge inventory room. I sell a lot of sneakers. I think I've sold over 2,000 pairs since September of last year. So we are definitely popping over here. And this is the kind of stuff we sell, you know, and I just don't sell $200, $300 pairs of sneakers. I sell all kinds of sneakers from $8 all the way to $400, $500 sneakers. But I never forget that I still have sneakers to post, right? You know, when I buy a bundle of 90 pairs of sneakers and 70 of them are dope, great, that's fine and all, but I usually have 20 pairs left over, similar to this, that are a little bit more rough, that with a little bit of, you know, elbow grease, we can get them out the door and get them to people that, you know, that's their financial bracket. They may not have $150 for a pair of Jordan lows. They got, you know, 20. And that's exactly, you know, what I would post something like this for. 20 bucks, flip them fast, get them out the door, and ship them out. So let me put these back. This is another pile of sneakers that I haven't even gotten to yet. I picked these up about 2 weeks ago. Tons and tons of sneakers. You see I got Hoka's, some hoods, some Timberlands, some Adidas, Nikes, all kinds of stuff. So I have quite a bit to go through. But I can't forget that I always kind of have a process where the first bundle I buy is kind of where I go back to. I keep buying bundles. So, you know, maybe I bought a bundle in February and I buy bundles in March, April, May. But I always stick with the first bundle. So that's kind of my process, is to always take care of the sneakers I bought further down the line so that I make sure that there's a continuous cycle. So today there's nothing too special that I'm cleaning. But if you want to stick around and watch how I clean the sneakers, I may even get the steamer out and just give it a try. I tried it the other day. There's a video I have on my other channel where I actually tested this steamer. I mean, it didn't do all that, but you know, I may try it out. I have this weight bird steamer. It came highly recommended, but you know, for a lot of other tasks. So, you know, it is what it is. I will probably just have it around in case I can't get something out. But, you know, why not fill it up, have it on, ready to go in case I need it. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. I think it takes about 3 of these. I don't know how much is in there. Definitely going to try this steamer out on some of the mesh portions of these sneakers I got over here. Especially on mesh, I don't care how hard you scrub. There's these underlying layers underneath the mesh that it's really hard to clean, right? So I kind of do my best, and I'll try this steamer out again. It didn't do the best last time. It does work a little bit, but I wouldn't call it the bomb. Okay, it's right there. So we're good to go. I'll plug this bad boy in, leave it on the floor just in case I need it. We'll give this thing another shot. Actually, I'm gonna set it over here on the other side of my workbench. Basically, just turn this thing on and wait 5 minutes till the green light turns on, and then you can start steaming. But we will see if I need it or not. I'm going to give this thing a second try just in case I get some hard parts on the mesh. But let's pop on some music. Let's get our tools ready. Let's get to work. It's not really a hard process. Just take some elbow grease, some work. Just got my little squeegee, vegetable brush, soft bristle brush, my pen for pulling out pebbles and shit on the soles. And yeah, let's get some music rolling. Okay, this playing on my Meta glasses, not my speakers. So let's roll. Here we go, I think. All right. Let's hit these Air Forces first. These are pretty dope. This rubs off over time, so these usually come black, and then it rubs off over time and gives that little distressed look. I've definitely learned that about these type of Nikes. Soles look a little yellow. Got a little exclamation point there. Pull those sneakers. Let's see what we do. Like get some of that dirt out. All right. Let's get that slow drip. vegetable brush to loosen dirt on the lower sole. Alright, let's spray these down, especially the tongues. The tongues are really, really dirty. Get a new sponge. Now I can tell these soles are a little yellowed already. These will not come back to perfect white. I know these shoes very well. Once they're a little yellow, that's it. But we're trying to make them as nice as we can. But they look good already. Even the soles, I mean, they look a little bit better already. Let's hit this tongue. So these tongues are really, really dirty. And I've cleaned so many shoes, you know, I kind of know right away if it's going to work or not. All right, let me get a more worn out sponge here. Scrub this. It's got marks and shit on it. See if they come out. Much better. This is something I may test the steamer on too. All this dirtiness here, it's behind the first layer of little mesh, as you can see. When this doesn't work, you know you got some heavy stains for sure. So I'm gonna wait for that steamer to turn green and we'll try it out. What do you think, better or worse? It's already hurting, you know? Bad. Like I said, we don't sell these for a lot of money. This is kind of more the bottom of the barrel bundles that I buy. And yes, you will use a lot of sponges. We got soles like this that have rough bottoms. And we use sponges though. But it's okay. You can buy packs of 300 for less than 40 bucks. So tonight I'll probably go through, I don't know, looking at all the shoes I got, maybe 5, 6, 7 sponges. This is kind of what works best for me. Alright, we got a green light on that steamer, so we're gonna try these out soon. Get that talk. Definitely better, but they're pretty good. So let's try that steamer out a little bit. Let's try it out. Let's see how it does on the mesh. Woo. It's super hot, so I know it's a good steamer. It's hot as hell. So I'm not on max. Let's put it to max and see what happens. See what happens on max. I don't know. I feel like the steamer doesn't do that much good. I'm hitting on some real hard spots and it's not really doing much. Not a huge difference to me. Let me check it on this part. It might be on different fabrics it works better, you know. This one looks like it's brightening up the green a little bit. I don't know. I don't find it to be that effective, to be honest with you. Just my opinion. I feel like honestly, just using your elbow grease and getting to work on these with a brush works a lot faster. Basically, they definitely look better. They're clean, tongues are cleaner, but they're not perfect. Don't understand. Alright, I usually like hitting the worst ones first. Let's work on these Jordan lows. In a 6 wide. I believe that these are women's 7.5. 7 to 7.5, if I'm not mistaken. I'll let y'all see a little process better. There we go. All right. Got some dirt on these. These are 6 wide. Jordan 1 lows. I always like to get all this stuff out for customers. I never like to send anything dirty like this or with shit on the bottom. I don't think that's a good look for me as a business owner. So let's clean them up. So these are dirty all the way around. Tongues, leather, all the way. So loosen as much dirt as I can on the lower soles because you can see that they're not a smooth surface. That dirt likes to go in all those cracks. All right, let's scrub them down. Yeah, these are going to turn out really nice. I can already tell. Even though you see the green of the sponge, these are going to clean up very, very nicely. Like I said, you will run through sponges like water, but it is okay because the final product is worth it. Yeah, these are tearing up this sponge, but that's all right. Bam. All right, let's use, actually, this sponge is already worn out, so we're going to scrub the leather with it. It will not mess up the leather at all. Trust me, I know. This is probably pair 8 billion that I've hand washed. Don't be afraid. Scrub. All right, let's hit this tongue up. See how good we can get it. Yeah, you can tell this is coming out nice. Like I said, those Air Forces before these, different story. Those Air Forces are a little bit more cooked as far as the tongue. But these should come out nice. Let's see. These look super run down before. They got these little orange spots on them. Again, they got these tiny little orange spots. They look great now, right? But like they say, look good from far, far from good. So I'm gonna hit them with the steamer again in these crevices and just see what happens. I'm gonna hit these little orange spots I see. Not much change. Maybe got a little bit of dirt out of the crevice in the crease in the front. But otherwise, the steamer doesn't do a crazy job. Jordan 1 lows. Not too bad. Here's what the other one looks like. Real dirty, right? I'm getting used to these better glasses, but look how dirty the tongue is. All the dirt on the tongue is super dirty. The shoes are super dirty. Here's your clean pair. Still some marks, but overall they look a whole lot better. The tongue looks a whole lot better. But got some orange stains on them. That just is what it is. Right, let's clean these up. All right, let's wipe them all down. Obviously, I cannot spend half hour, 45 to an hour on a pair of shoes trying to get them perfect. I have so many shoes to post that I do a really good first clean. I give it the best I can for a first pass, maybe a second pass, depending on the value of the shoe. But on a pair like this, that I can tell that there's some stains that are not going to leave. But I'm going to make them as good as I can. And at least they're really clean for somebody that might want them, you know? These are coming out really nice already, though. See how when we scrub that leather, it comes right off, all that dirt comes right off. Try to get the creases. These were 6Y, so, you know, was a kid wearing them? Was an adult wearing them? That's kind of one thing you never know. But from the dirtiness of them, I would assume a child. You never know. Get that tongue. Especially the insides of these shoes when it is dark. Not much. I mean, I cannot spend, and they're dirty. I just can't spend that much time per sneaker trying to get them perfect. Like I said, a good first run is something I do promise for every shoe that I sell. Way better than before. All right, next rough pair. Let's see if I can bring these back to life a little bit. Like I said, my sponge is already getting cooked. That's 2 cooked sponges already. Now these are in rough shape. These are yellowed. I'm just going to see what the steamer does on these. Goddamn much. Doesn't do much of anything. I don't know. To me, this shit is a fraud. There's no instant removal of dirt. I don't know. I can do more with my hands than that damn thing. Non-marking soul. Who in the history of sneakers walked into a store and said, I want a sole that doesn't mark the floor? I don't know. I don't know about that one. But these Air Maxes are pretty cooked. But the funny thing is, I will sell sneakers like this. Even with the plastic yellow, I don't know if people paint them. I think people just probably paint them and do their own little flow to them. As long as they're in good structural shape like this, where there's no sole separation, they're just used, right? So scrub these up. I mean, not a ton I can do to these, except take the first layer of dirt off, maybe clean this tongue. These are probably some 999s. None special. Let's get the insides of this. See if I can do anything with this material. Yeah, that cleans up pretty quickly off the mesh. More of a test for myself. I mean, these are 999s. I don't know how well you can get the insides of shoes like this without spending a lot of time, you know? All right, let's wipe them down, see how they look. I don't know, with some new wet laces, think they'll sell? They're in rough shape, but they're all there. That's just discoloration of the leather. It's not even separating. We'll see. Probably some 799s or 999s. This bundle, I think I bought 29 pairs of sneakers, paid $10 a pair. And there are pairs like this where I do not make money. I'm making money on all the other pairs that I bought in the bundle. But I post everything that I buy. As long as they can be worn and are not in structural damage, I will post them. Someone can get themselves a nice pair of Air Maxes for $8. I mean, I don't know. Are they worth $8? I guess that's in the eyes of the beholder, right? properly, so it is dirty. You know what? The soles aren't even that yellow. So maybe someone else can bring these back to more life. But it goes to show you that I'll spend the same amount of time on a $8 pair as I would, a $50, $60, $70 pair. But I guess at the same time, I'm not paying a lot for a $60, $70 pair that's this messed up. And when I mean messed up, I just mean visually impaired. These are in great structural shape. Anyone can put these on and run around in them. They're just yellowed up. Not horrible. Yeah, my content manager wants me to do a lot of stuff, so let's let those charge. Let's hit the next worst pair. Alright, these airbags are pretty torn up. Tongues are browned up here. Mesh is kind of brown. Leather is very dark. But you know what? The shoes are all here. They're structurally good shape. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get them right. I'm going to soak these now. Let that soak get into the fabric. These are rough. Honestly, I'm probably going to hit the clip with these because the fabric is so dirty. And I don't know how worried I am about using a brush like this on them. You want to soak that. You really want to soak that soap in there, especially on this mesh. All right, let's scrub that leather. Like I said, don't be afraid to scrub the leather with these sponges. The dirt will come right off. Yes, sir. Alright, let's wipe it down. Tell me, see how that brown's at? Let's compare. Dirty. Clean. Are they gonna be perfect? No. But did they go from $10 stickers maybe to 20? Yes. See how dirty the tongues are? They're almost cream in color. You can start with any part of the process you want. I'm just wiping on the leather now since I got the sponge out. Just wiping all that leather. All the leather portions. Alright. Let's soak this fabric. I'm just going to keep hitting this with the soap. The only way I can tell you is to get around the mesh. And this mesh is real tough. Any cleaner will tell you is that getting that mesh clean is extremely difficult. Like I said, we're getting the best we can. All right. I said it came out a whole lot better. Once you wind it, look at those tongues, how they were. They're now cream colored again. The white leather is clean. The tones are clean. Not too bad. Alright, I got another pair of these Air Forces. I'm going from the worst to the best. Pretty dirty. Pretty dirty. Try to show you all this is basically brown here. All this leather is basically light brown, not white anymore. So we want to work on that. Lots of dirt on the bottom. You think it's worth going through all this trouble? I don't know. I think so. How would you like if you bought a pair of used shoes and they came with shit on the bottom? Would you buy from that person again? I probably wouldn't. As I'm just using this pen, I'm loosening up all this dirt in the cracks. Am I going to get every piece? No. But will I get the major pieces out that are really dirty? Yes. Am I going to spend 30 minutes to make these soles look like they were brand new? No. I don't have that kind of time. Once all the big pieces are out, let that soap degrease for a minute. Let's see for the brushes. Gets it out. It's not the best, it's not the worst. All right, let's get to rolling. Let's spray these down. I'm gonna need to do sponge with these because these soles are pretty cooked. And the new sponge does the best work. Even though that this sponge is gonna get absolutely demolished by this pair, it's actually creating the least amount of work for me over the long run, as this sponge will clean them the fastest. And these tear the sponges up because of all this. It just is what it is. Alright, all this leather is about to get scrubbed. Oh, it's beautiful. All the dirt comes right out. These are going to look really nice. Are the soles going to be perfect? No. They got some yellowing on them. That these came out super nice, super nice. I'm using a soft pencil brush to get in all the cracks, crevices, stitching. Yeah, this worked nice. Look how white those came out. Look at that, beautiful. Soles are a little yellow, but look at the leather. Beautiful. Here's the other one. You can see the difference in tone. These are almost light brown. Super dirty. Lots of dirt on the bottom. These are pretty dirty. Let's get that greaser in there. Let's see how this works. Sorry. Alright, let's spray this down. Let's get that worn. This sponge is going to be one pair, and then one pair is done. Yeah, all the dirt is flowing right off the leather. These are coming out way better than expected. These were really, really dirty, right? And sometimes you can't tell if the dirt will come off. I get a lot of shoes where no matter how much you scrub, not much you can do. grips on them. It's getting out nice. Not horrible. Alright, let's hit up some Air Max 90s next. These are not too bad. Besides missing the insoles, got some shit on the bottom, that's alright. Cleans right out, look at that. Just some crusty shit. Man. Get those bubbles. Let's soak these up. As I say in every single live I've ever done, when you work with Air Maxes, please do not scrub too hard on the lower soles. You will remove the paint layer, I promise you. There's already some suede bleed on these, so unfortunate. I just want to be super careful. Air Maxes are kind of a shoe of their own. I swear this upper sole is so susceptible to scraping and beating. So I'm usually super careful with these. They're pretty dirty. These are 7 wide. And I think 7 wide usually constitutes a men's 7 or a women's 8.5. But these are in really good shape, you know. Besides some scuffing on the lower soles. Check these babies out. Look how well those clean up. You can see how the tongues looked. Lots of shit on this one. pretty gross. It's exactly why I wear gloves. Try to get all this dirt here. Or shit. Not really sure. Not sure what it is. Make those bubbles. Spray these down. Like I said, there's already some suede bleed on these, right? So you don't want to get too crazy. I'm not a shoe restorer. I more or less clean the sneakers I buy, so I don't really get involved with a lot of repair. If they're too bad, I kind of just toss them to the side. I'm hitting all the leather portions that are dirty. These are cleaning right up. Just hit that blue suede, hitting those bubbles. And wipe them off. I gotta get that tongue. I forgot the tongue. Clean that inside fabric. If it can be clean. A little bit better. Have a little bit of paint coming off. Otherwise, they got really clean. Air Maxes, baby. All right, let's hit another pair of Maxes. 5 to go. These are pretty dirty too. Not as bad as the other Air Maxes I did, but you know, the bubbles are cloudy. Paint's rubbed off. At least the soles are pretty clean. Not too much to do there. I'm gonna soak these up now. all the mesh portions, tongue, letting that degreasing get in there. Let's see. Try to put on some music for myself. All right, here we go. Yeah, the inside fabric on these is really, really dirty. It's unfortunate. It's not usually how I like to sell sneakers, but it just came in a little bit rougher, so let's scrub them a little bit and see what I can do. Okay, it already looks better. Yeah, these were tough. So I'll make sure I scrub all that mesh. I'm just gonna wipe the bubbles, wipe the leather. Remember, you don't want to scrub Air Maxes too hard. They will mess with you. Bubbles cleared up. Not too bad. These got some dirt on the bottom. Great. It's gonna loosen all that dirt up. All right. does wonders. Just a little scrubbing on that fabric on the inside cleans it right up. Highly recommend. Let's keep that degreaser on the fabric. Again, I'm going to scrub these bubbles just a little bit. Scrub the leather. You do not want to scrub too hard on these Air Maxes. You will pull the paint off. Alright, I got a little bit of scuffing on that front toe. See if I can get it off. Gone. A little bit more. I'll say it didn't come out too bad. Scratch my ass real quick. Alright. Here come the mismatched pair of dunks. I don't remember how I picked these up, but this is how I picked them up. They're the same size, different tags, different colors, same shoe. Lose some dirt. Let's soak these down. Tongues are real bad. We gotta get those. 3 sponges down already. Let's get these tongues again. These tongues are rough. Again, would you sell them like this? One's blue, one's green. Same shoe. I've actually never ever come across this before where I bought a big bundle of shoes from one of my sources, and I saw them like this. I mean, I didn't have to pick them up and put them in my bag, but I thought it was kind of unique. So I'm gonna try to slang them like this. 2 different colored dunks, same size. Maybe someone will like it, I don't know. I'll let you know on another live if they sold. But I will be posting all of these tonight. Thing is, the soles are the same wear, so I think what happened was somebody had the same pair of shoes and they used to switch it up themselves, and somehow they remain separated. Here's a green and blue dunk. Alright, here are those unique Jordans I saw. I'm gonna turn off this steamer because it does nothing. Some J's in size 13. Never seen these before. I don't know if that's because they suck or because, well, they have a QR code. So from 2020, size 12. Sorry, some J's. Let's loosen up dirt. Alright, let's spray these down because these need a full wiping. Leather's dirty, creases are dirty, tongue is dirty, lower soles are dirty. We're gonna scrub the shit out of these. Little bit of sole separation there. I might be able to repair that. Not too bad. Very, very slight. Alright. Leather is very, very stained up. But this is bringing it right back to its glory. Definitely never seen these before. These are new. Let's see. The white definitely came out. Interesting pair of J's. I'm gonna get another new sponge for these. Sometimes when I just want to not deal with having to scrub too hard, especially on a rough pair of soles like this, it's just easier to use a sponge. Works great. J's, size 12. Got some Air Forces. These are the best condition ones we have today. tags. We'll try to hit up this ankle area. They're a little dirty. Especially with some all white Air Forces. This is an important little area to clean. Bam. Hell yeah. Oh, damn. So the bottom of the other shoe was pretty clean. This one's got dirt all up in it. There's a lot of dirt up in these. Let's get the rest of it out. All right, here we go. Leather shoes like this are some of the easiest to clean for sure. You just gotta scrub them and all the dirt just comes right off. What I do want to hit is the inside of these ankles. Alright. Boom. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to hit up a personal pair of mine. The dog stepped on them today. Some LeBron witnesses. Some of the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn, to be honest with you. These shoes are super, super comfortable. I'm really glad I bought these. But back to new. Freaking dog trampled my foot today. Like the LeBron witness. Alright, so I gotta get some content on the other side of things. How do I look? Alright. This way be disconnect, but yeah. Such a quick cleaning session. We did Did 10 pairs today. Ran through 4 sponges. Let's put the music back on the Vizio. There we go. Always got to make sure to clean up my station. Always important. I always clean up where I work. Never know who's coming in your shop. This is not a shop where I actually sell sneakers out of, but it is where I do business. So I like to keep my business area clean. Today we have a bunch of shoes, a couple pair of Air Maxes, 2 other pairs of Air Maxes, 3 pairs of Air Force Ones, 1, 2, 3, a pair of Jordan Lows, some Dunks mismatch, some Jordan 1 mid and Jordan 1 Lows. Nothing too special. Also clean up a personal pair of mine with Dollar Set on. Also want to share. I also want to do a return. I had someone buy these sneakers. I know Dan Brothers' hole wasn't there. They wore them and then try to tell me that these holes were there. There's 2 holes now. I don't know. I'm fighting it. I would never send a sneaker damage like this out without disclosing it. So we'll see what happens. We have went through 10 pairs today. We're going to lace all these up. These are all drying. I've scrubbed all the insides, so they're all still wet. So can't put laces in. As you see, the air drying up real fast so they don't stick. And yeah, they get dry. So let's stitch it back and show the lace up process. Sorry about that. So anyway, that's 9 pairs. All these pairs will go out today or tonight or tomorrow morning on my eBay, my Depop, my Mercari, and Poshmark accounts. Website coming soon. You can check us out on Soul Sneaker Co. on Instagram, TikTok, obviously on YouTube, Facebook, X. We're on all the sites. I got a content manager steady putting out content, so hit us up, man. We buy sneakers, sell sneakers. I'll come to you, sell them to me online, whatever the case may be. But we want your business. Hit us up. I hope everyone has a blessed rest of their Tuesday evening. And peace.